Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 6. It is Saturday. You might be able to tell that this audio is not lining up to the movement of my lips. Had a bit of an issue this morning where my microphone driver just decided it did not want to wake up today. So the original audio was very stuttery and not great. So this is actually a post commentary that I'm re-recording just to make it sound a lot better for you guys, because I don't want to subject you to what it was before. But I'm just talking here about a recap on the Good Sleep Day event, which is starting tonight. So be sure you're ready for that. Have your incenses ready. Now is a great time for the next 3 days to use a few incense: the focus, the growth, the luck, and there's one more, but you guys know what it is. Same as last Good Sleep Day. And we've also got the bonus sleep points that I completely forgot that we get. So we get 2,000 free sleep points over this weekend. So moving on, we had 16,373 sneaky snacking, which is not a high score, but it is second highest I've gotten on sneaky snacking by quite a lot. And then we got 100 sleep points last night. And you can see I did swap out the team. I don't have my top tier Pokemon. They're not all like my top number 5, or top 5 I should say, but they are some of the best Pokemon that I have in terms of RP. The idea now is for the rest of the weekend to just kind of power through and grind out as much strength as we can from berries. We are at 10,483 sleep points now. And let's just jump into this sleep research. Hopefully get something interesting, which is kind of funny to say now in a post commentary because I already know what happens. But this is session 91, got 8 hours and 58 minutes of sleep. Actually overslept about 30 minutes, so it would have been exactly 8.5 hours. We got 14% dozing, 49% snoozing, and 37% slumbering. Which is, with slumbering being as low as it is, it looked like a dozing, which was my initial guess, and that's what we ended up getting, was dozing type. And we're gonna hit 23.6 million drowsy power, which should mean that come Sunday night with the ×2, we should easily break 50 million. I'm actually kind of hopeful that we'll be able to break 60 million on Sunday. I don't think that's impossible given the team that we have. They are some of the best berry gatherers that I have, and especially the Marowak, which has a favored berry. So we shouldn't have any issues with that. But this sleep research, we did get a lot of stuff we had before: a Metapod, Caterpie, 2 Ghastlies, a Primeape, and a Bellsprout. And then we got 2 new sleep styles. Got a Haunter with a floaty gas sleep. Which only leaves me with one more sleep style for Haunter to find. And I'm not sure if we have a top belly sleep for Haunter or not. Probably not, because I think the floating one, or the Pokemon that levitate, don't have a top belly sleep. But we also got a air sitting sleep style for Butterfree, which is the first sleep style I've found for Butterfree. So we have a brand new first today. And unfortunately, nobody's hungry. So it kind of put us in a tight spot with nobody being hungry, but we have already started working on this Haunter. And with Halloween coming up next week and the Ghastly line supposed to be spawning quite frequently, we should be pretty set on taking the Haunter home. If we don't get it again in the next 2 days, we'll for sure get it next week, and we'll definitely bring that home with us. So we are all set for Halloween. Only thing that would have been better is if we had worked on those Ghastlies to get those set up and ready to go, but we shouldn't have any issues. We are going to go ahead and send out the Butterfree photo to give everybody some Caterpie candy, because Butterfree seems to be pretty useful in the early to mid game. It's pretty quick. It has ingredient gathering magnet or ingredient magnet, so a pretty solid Pokemon for most people to have in the early to mid game. And that little bit of sneaky snacking we just got was enough to push us into Master 3. And the goal is to try to be Master 4 by the end of the day. The further I can be along towards Master 5, the better. But we do need to get about 33,000 strength to get from Master 3 to 4, which is not unreasonable. That's fairly doable with the new team we have now. We have no new news. But we did get a medal for doing sleep research with a team above 4,700 RP, which gives us a Moonstone. So if you have a Clefairy or a Jigglypuff that you want to evolve, I'm pretty sure both of them need a Moonstone. That is how you get a free one. Have your team be above 4,700 RP. And you only got to do it once, so you could do it on a Monday or a Tuesday when it's early in the week and you're not really worried about grinding out a whole lot just yet. And that way you just power up a solid team, get them above 4,700, conduct research with them, and then swap them out for the better team later on. And really, you could have a decent team put together, swap them out for the 4,700 right before you go to sleep, and then swap back to a better team after you wake up, if you really want to do it that way. But we did get 41 new sleep reports and didn't level up with anybody. So let's gather these berries and ingredients. One skill trigger. And a ton of those favored Figgy berries. Got 34 of them, and they're giving us 146 strength each, so that's pretty good. Got another skill trigger. Both of those really good to get early on in the day. A third skill trigger. 6 free ingredients. I'll take that. Never gonna turn it down. 3 for 4. No skill trigger there. That would have been a good one. But we did get a skill trigger on Gengar. So 4 out of 5 is not bad. It's a pretty good way to start the day. And now we can just get into making breakfast. So at this point, since I've swapped out the team for more focused on berry gathering, I'm not really going to be able to do the bulk up bean curry that we've been trying to do all week. So I will be doing solar power tomato curry when I have the ingredients for it, and then falling back on the mild honey curry. We do lose a bit of strength in the cooking process by doing so. But I think even with just the mild honey, we only lose about 1,500 strength from cooking that over the bulk up curry. So even if we only did the honey curry, the amount that we're losing per meal is more than made up for by the amount that we are gaining over the course of the day by having the more focused berry gatherers at this point. And we did get 6,237 with the solar power curry, which I don't even think we were getting 7,000 with the bulk up curry yet. So it's actually not that far off in terms of the difference in strength from the solar power to the bulk up. So as long as we can get solar power more often than not, we're actually not really losing much of anything at all in the swap to the more berry focused team. And we did get a new medal from cooking. So we got a medal for cooking for Snorlax 220 times, which got us 900 dream shards, which I will never be upset about. We do have an overabundance of dream shards right now, but it's better to stock up more while we can. But we spoke yesterday about the different naming conventions and strategies for Pokemon so that we could get a better idea of what their strengths were and their rating progression over time. I did get a few comments that gave me a couple of ideas. I tried them and unfortunately they didn't work either. Here I'm gonna try a couple of the ones I received in the comments, and then I'm also going to try a couple of different variations. It does seem like specifically the numbers 77 and 30 are just not viable in any combination for some reason. So we've got 30/77, doesn't work. We had 77/30, doesn't work. 77, the words at, or the letters AT for at level 30 still doesn't work. This was one of the suggestions from the comments. 77, the at sign, and 30. The at sign just seems to not be acceptable in any name. Even if you just did at 30 without the 77, it wouldn't work. So then I had an idea this morning to name the Pokemon in a way that would signify what their specialty was, and then give 3 of the ratings across their levels. And the idea was to take level 10, level 25, and level 50, since those were the levels that the subskills unlock. So with Charmander, I ultimately decided to calculate its ratings based on ingredient count. Since it's an ingredient specialist, I'm more concerned with how many ingredients I can get out of it in a set amount of time. So I wanted to name it ING for ingredient, and then 74, 66, 56 for the level 10, the level 25, and the level 50 rating. Actually, no, it was 74, 66, 45 for basing it on the ingredient count. And this Charmander does not have the best subskills, but it does end up being better than the Charmeleon I had by a long shot. So we're going to try ING 74/66/45. And this I actually thought was an ingenious strategy when I thought about it this morning. I was like, yeah, that's a really good thing, because then you can see what its specialty is, you know what you're getting out of it, and you can get an idea of its strength progression over the levels. and get a good idea of what its path is going to be. But nope, still can't use that combination of numbers. So then I tried a different way using the same kind of methodology where it's, you know, we take the slashes out and just do ing 74, 66, 45. Still no luck. So then I thought maybe it's the letter combination ing. So let's just do I for ingredients with the numbers. Still doesn't work. Which doesn't make sense because when you look at other Pokemon, it did allow me to name 69% at level 1 or slash level 1. Slashes are clearly okay, numbers are clearly okay, even some symbols are okay. It seems to be some random combination of numbers that it just doesn't like for some reason. It lets me name it ing. Lets me name it 74. Lets me name it 66. Lets me name it 45. So I can do all of the numbers separately. So let's try 74 and 66. No dice. Okay. What about 74 and 66 with no slash? Still nothing. $66, $45, no luck. Still no luck there. So, don't know why it will not allow this combination of numbers for some reason. I tried every combination of the 3 numbers and it just tells me no. So I am not really sure what to do here. I am hoping that, I know that this may take a little bit of time, but I'm hoping that together we can come up with a valid solution. And this was another solution I thought, is maybe if numbers won't work, maybe we just convert those numbers into letter grades. And this was with just going back to grade school and taking the 74 would be a C and anything below 70 would be an F, but that's a bit broad and it doesn't really give us the proper idea of what we're looking for, of being precise. So I then had the idea, maybe we need to just come up with our own letter grading system and figure out a range. Maybe 90 to 100 is an S, 80 to 90 would be an, or not 80 to 90, 70 to 90 would be an A, 50 to 70 would be a B, 30 to 50 would be a C, and then 0 to 30 would be an F. Maybe we could do that, but I kind of still don't like how imprecise it is. I really like the idea of 0 to 100 to just give you that more of a pinpoint accuracy of the strength of the Pokemon. But that may not be possible given how the game is responding to these different combinations of numbers. But I'm hoping that, like I said, together we can figure out a better solution that will allow us to get a Pokemon's nickname to where we can see at a glance, this is what their specialty is. This is how their rating progresses over time, so that when you get a new Pokemon, you can rate it, name it, and then go into your box and you can see right there in your box exactly how they compare to each other without having to always go back to the calculator and recalculate the old Pokemon to compare them to the new ones. But with that said, that's all I've got for you today. I appreciate you clicking on the video and watching it. Be sure to like it if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later dudes.